Hi, Ron Kozakowski here of TFW, which is found on traditionalfilipinoweapons.com. It's been a while since I talked about the history of any swords or anything. I'm just going to do something a little different today. What I want to talk about is the history of the evolution of the Garab sword in TFW, as in within our site as we were selling it. Okay, this particular design, which is really nice, you could see this came out, I've had this one since I think it was 2001, because when we first started TFW back in 2001, we only had about 20 different types of Filipino swords. We started off with all Filipino swords, and you can see we have a lot of different things now, but from different cultures anyway. This was one of the first ones that we did start off with. And to me, it is beautiful. You can see the hand carving on the handle and everything. And then as we started growing, I started talking to my partner in the Philippines on maybe because of the history of this particular blade is the fact that the Garab sword is worn by very elite landowners, people that owned a lot of land. They were very rich people, had a lot of workers. They would be on horseback, carrying their sword, proudly displaying it on their side as they're riding through, watching their workers, and of course watching their land, making sure nobody's stealing anything, and no thieves come in. And when you're well armed like that, of course it's that's a deterrent, like anything, right? Well, when we started talking about it, we wanted to make it a bit more sophisticated, being that's what they had was, they're sophisticated people. And to proudly display it, we wanted to decorate it a little more. I'll just show you. You could see the metal, the cap made it full tang, as a matter of fact. It was full tang pretty much. Back then, the tang came far back, but it's pinned. This one's completely full tang. And you could see it looks a lot nicer. And you could see the blade itself is very beautiful. Got a mirror finish. I keep oil on all my blades. I should have wiped it off for the video, but I didn't. I do that a lot, but I guess you all know that when you get them, they arrive oiled, so you clean it off and it's a mirror finish. Okay, and it's not only the handle that we changed, okay, it's also the sheath, and I'm sure you will agree that the newer sheath looks a lot better. We added a clip on it because back in old times they didn't carry, they either carried them like this. They didn't have a belt loop or anything like that. They carried them with their hands, or they stuck them into whatever they were wearing at the time. Sometimes there was a scarf here. Sophisticated people probably would wear something a little more outstanding, but they'd still wear their sword within that, or like I said, carry it in their hand. That was very common, to walk around with a sword in their hands. Okay, this sword actually is mistakenly called Lahat, Katipunan, or especially Talibong. Now, this is probably slightly heavier up front. It's still really good for slashing, but it's also good for chopping. The point is in line with the handle perfectly, as you could see. So for thrusting to slashing purposes, you could see this is in line and perfectly engineered for that particular type of tactical fighting system. So they're all different, the swords, but this downward curve makes it where people make that mistake. That's what it is. You can see how beautiful this thing is. It's hard to find a Garab sword. I don't know why. We see them in museums. I've seen them in museums in the Philippines. I haven't seen any in any of the museums in the United States that I've visited so far. I'm sure there must be some. I haven't seen them all yet. I do visit a lot, especially on arms. I just want to be updated and you know, educated on it. But it's hard to find one, but you could get this on traditionalfilipinoweapons.com.